Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Find out from you what your intention is with regard to whether you are going to testify in this case. You have been granted immunity so that the privilege of self-incrimination is no longer relevant because the state can't use anything that you might say in answer to their questions or any other questions against you. And you have been instructed with the benefit of counsel as to the consequences if you don't testify. So I'm asking you now what your intention is.
May I speak?
You can answer my question, please.
I'm telling you to your face. You just said that something about it, they can lock me up for lying. I'm telling you to your face, this all I do.
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Thank you guys for showing on up. You guys, hey Danielle, how are you? Shirley Stockdale, Nancy LaRose, Karen Martin, how you doing? And Ruby Turner's in the building. You guys, yep, I've been running late, but I've been taking care of business. I am still watching this Young Thug trial. Have you guys been watching it? Let me know in the chat if you guys are watching it, because it's a lot of motions right now. I'm getting bored, and I have to wait till I'm just sitting down somewhere so I just turn my earbuds on, and I just lay in the bed and I just listen, because it's a whole bunch of stuff that they want in. So this whole week, I guess that's all they're going to be doing, is going over information that they don't. It's weird because we don't ever get to see this part of the trial. Usually we just go in there day to day. They do it at the end of the day and they stay and they take care of that, and then the next day they in there. But since there's so much information and the judge is like, I don't want to have to stop in the middle of the trial because y'all fighting and arguing. We need to see what. Okay, this is weird because the state. First of all, this is nothing like I've never seen before, where you are entitled for a speedy trial. There's nothing speedy about this. It's a whole bunch of things that they're just like they're grabbing for this and grabbing for that, and they're grabbing for everything. And you know what? At the end of the day, I was watching where I don't know if it's a mayor, governor, this Fanny woman, but I guess she vowed a promise to the community that she was going to lock Young Thug up and make sure that he never gets out of jail. That was her promise to the community. She said that the gang violence down there is just horrible, and he was the main person or the boss or the kingpin that was causing all this chaos. And her vow was to make sure that he goes to jail. So watching this is beyond belief to me that another young lady, and I don't know what her name is, I guess she's trying to be the mayor, governor, or whoever she's trying to be. It's election time. Hey Ruby, how you doing? It's election time. And so she vowed to the community, the public down there in Georgia. She says if she was picked or they voted her in, she could be the attorney general. I don't know what she is. But I mean, I've been looking at a whole bunch of stuff, and so I'm trying to piece all this together. By the time I piece it together, they might be done with the trial. That's how tedious and long, and it's just so much information that it's beyond a one person to understand it all. But you're going to get nibbles and bits, and the more you get, the more you start saying, man, this is crazy. Hey, Lisa Calhoun, how you doing? Hey, C6 Banks, what's going on? And so this other lady, and I don't know her name, but she's like, if you guys vote for me, I promise that I will this is the funny thing. See, y'all don't know how politics has something to do with it. This is so weird because I'm taking this class right now called sociology. And I didn't know what sociology was all about. So I'm learning that sociology is basically, it has anything when you say ology, it's the study of, okay? So if you say physiology, it's the study of physics. Microology is the study of whatever, whatever. Any ology, OLOG. Any ology is the study. That's what ology means, study of. Those are medical terms. That's the first thing you learn in medical terminology is certain words have the prefix and the suffix. And the prefix is the beginning of the word and the suffix is the end of the word. So the suffix of sociology is ology. So that's the study of. And social means the social part of what makes the study of socialism. Okay, so anyway, so I'm taking that class right now. And so what it's telling me is when you're learning sociology, that everything connects to everything. And so when you come out at the end, it's supposed to make perfect sense. It's a whole. And you know how sometimes some people, like say for instance, the young lady that's in the Olympics, I can't remember her name, the African American girl, Simone, whatever her last name is. All I know is her name is Simone. Anyway, she does gymnastics really well, and everybody's like, oh, Simone is just great. Well, hold on. You're not giving the accolades to everybody like you should. You're not appreciating everybody that's in Simone's life. Everything that has happened to Simone has got her to her greatness of being a very athletic gymnastic person and in the Olympics and who she is. So what sociology does is it looks at the whole situation. So and I don't know, I have not looked or read the information on Simone, but I do know, I heard that she was adopted and her adopted family put her in gymnastics. So she came from a bad situation. But every bad situation leads up to something. So we don't always just look at the action. The reaction action, because people want to think that it's an action. So, say for instance, all of this stuff is happening in Georgia. They have these gangs that it seems to me like when I was out being young, you're looking at 40 years ago. When I was young, they were already doing the gang stuff, and it was kind of bad, but it wasn't really like crazy like it is now. So Atlanta actually is doing what we did 30, 40 years ago. 40 years ago. 40, I'm serious, you guys. 40 years, it used to be like this. So, looking at it today and thinking, hey, Zena, how you doing? Looking at it today, it's like, dang, this is back in time. My mama would always tell me, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. Even in your wardrobe, if you go back in your closet, if you kept your clothes like I keep mine, I've been giving them away. Or my kids come over and say, Mama, that's fly. You was that's in right now. I'd be like, oh man, I wore that 30, 40 years ago. My daughter can wear some, not a lot, because I was a little bit more thicker than her. She's not thick at all, but majority of my clothes my kids can now wear, and they're in fashion and they love them. So just like these gangs in Atlanta right now, I look at this and I just be like, golly. I mean, it's almost like cowboys and Indians back in the in the 90s, in the 80s. That's when all this stuff. I don't see that now. Maybe I don't see it now because I'm older. I'm not in that clique. I don't run with those type of people. I'm not out in the streets. I don't go to the clubs. I don't really even listen to that type of music. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. This is what a lot of people don't understand. Like, their world is their world. No, it's not. Everything is like, it's socialism. Everything connects to everything connects. And when you see something happen, it's normally not an action, it's a reaction. So that's why I follow these cases to see, okay, can we pin down the seed? You just don't have a baby. You either have to lay with somebody or get raped or incest. There's an action, and then the baby coming out and you having a child is the reaction. That's the results of what happened. So that's the reason why I kind of watched this trial. Not that it has a lot to do, but it does have a lot to do with our children, because I look back at these boys, and this is something I wanted to share with you guys, and I am being true and honest. Check this out. Hey, Latoya, how you doing? Zena, what's going on? I look at these kids like Woody. When Woody is in the interviewing room, Woody is now 31, 32 today. Because his birthday is July the 25th. Yes, he's a Cancer. And I think his mother's birthday is July the 28th. So they celebrated their birthday, in the month of July. And I love July. July is like, whoa. Anyway, at the end of the day, he's 31. So you look at 2015, Woody, that is, and today is what, 2024. So you're looking at 9 years ago. So you take 9 years off of Woody's birthday or his age. You take 9 years off of 31. And, okay, so 10 years would be 21. So 9 years would be 22. He would have been only 22, between 21 and 22 years of age, right? Now think about this. So a lot of people sit back and they look at Woody and they be like, oh, he's snitching, he's a rat, he's a this, he's a... Being the age of 21, he was still young. He was still just, just doing the most, like, living a dream, like, ain't nothing gonna stop me, We all at the age of, I say, when you hit like 14 to 25, you're going to go through a lot of things. You don't know some stuff. You talk too much. You excited when you're part of something. You excited that you with rappers. You excited you went out of town. You excited that they're making you part of this. You make bad decisions because you're peer pressure and all that. You trying to figure it out. You're not trying to work. You're trying to do what everybody else do, and all this other stuff. So at first, I kind of thought Woody, like, dang, Woody, like you in there just talking a lot. But then, like I said, once you look at the bigger picture, you realize something. Woody was just really a kid. He's only but, 21, 22 years of age. When I was 21, 22 years of age, I didn't have it together. I didn't know what I was doing. I was still making bad decisions. I made bad decisions up to the age of 26. Yeah, to the age of 26, I made bad. How many of you guys in here, when was the last time you made a bad decision? Just put the number in the chat. When was the last time you made a bad, immature decision? My last, and I'm not talking about a marriage. It could be marriage or a relationship. It could be you stole something, or you was running the streets, you're partying, you did drugs. You ain't got to say what it was. But when was the last time that you made an immature, bad decision? And you look back at it and it was a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? Latoya said today. Latoya said today, hey Marsha, how you doing? I don't know it all. I need to know. I don't know it all. I need to know. Yes. Latoya said today, see, I sit back and I go, even when it comes to jobs, sometimes you quit a job and you be like, dang. See, Lisa Calhoun said 2 years ago. See, I made bad decisions. I think my really worst bad decision, and I'm not going to say marriage because, marriage was 7 years. Well, not this marriage, but the marriage before this marriage. This marriage is okay. I can't complain. I really can't complain. It is what it is. I won't say it's a good decision, but I definitely ain't gonna say it was bad. It is not horrible. Like, I am not going through no stress. Nope, not gonna do that again. But everything has its flaws. So, but I'm talking about literally, you sit back and you go, dang, I messed up. I shouldn't have gave my car to this person. I shouldn't have went out. I got drunk. I got high. I told a lie. I stole this. I shacked up with the wrong person. They were fighting, da 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 da. Like, you just had a bad decision. And then, to be honest with you, like I said, sociology has a way of breaking everything down that you just didn't make a bad decision. She said, I keep it real. You have helped me to be getting on me. I love you. Yeah, we all make bad decisions at some time in our lives. But as we grow older, we get better in making those decisions that's best for you. Now, this is what I tell everybody. My situation is not going to be like your situation. Your situation, you might be dealing with baby daddy situations. I may be dealing with money. You may be dealing with a job. I may be dealing with keeping my hands to myself, or lying, or cussing, or drinking, or smoking, or gambling, or whatever. Everybody has to grow up at some time. So when I was looking at this young thug case, I think I don't know if I judged them, but my first impression was, I really looked at these kids and I was like, just let them go, just let them go. But in all reality, think about it, like, they keep bringing up all this stuff that they have done. And you got to realize something. She said in 1983, girl, 1983. You talking about 2 years before I graduated. So I was still in high school. And Zena said in 1983. She remembered exactly what year. So I remember I graduated in 1985 in high school, right? So that's why I say, well, you know what? The funny thing about that, Zena, was I've been out on my own. So I graduated when I was around about 17 or 18, right? Yeah, maybe 17 or 18. I could have been 18. I'll just put it at 18 because that's pretty much the age, right? So 4 years, I've been out on my own since I've been 14. That means 4 years of my high school. That means in middle school, I was out on my own. Okay? Now, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything. I'm just saying, so the 12th grade, the 11th grade, the 10th grade, in the 9th grade, I was making decisions. I was making decisions that my mother was not making for me anymore. And basically everybody wrote me off to be like, you're not going to finish school. You're going to have a whole bunch of kids. You're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in on drugs. You're just going to be a big dummy. Da 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 da. And you know, the only thing I wanted to do is prove them wrong. Like how can you look at me and think that I'm not going to add up to nothing? First of all, I wasn't a troubled child. I wasn't running the streets. I worked jobs, and I said jobs, 2 jobs, because I started with summer job. And only thing I did was go to school and come home. But I wanted to have things. I wanted the car. I wanted to know how to drive. And I just didn't want somebody telling me, like, I don't want to clean up after everybody. I don't want to hand you my money. And then you tell me when I can come, when I can go, what I can do, what I can't do. Do, and then cuss me out, call me names because you had a bad day or whatever. Like no. I went and stayed with my aunt when I was like 10, and I had to come back when I was 12. I had to come back and stay with my mother when I was 12 years old. That didn't last long. 2 years later, I was like, hey, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't tell nobody to do what I did, because if you look at it in the sociology, mirror, the glasses, that was a reaction of being in a bad domestic family. So if you look at it like that, everything in my life was actually supposed to fail. She says, I love everything you tell me. I be mad because you be right and I don't like you being right. Girl, you know what? I can't tell you, I can't tell you what you want to hear. I have to tell you what's real. Because then when I tell you what's real, you be prepared. And the only way I can tell you what's real is I either had to been through it, know what you're going through, or had just like what he said. I'm not on the fence looking. I had to be a part of it. When I'm talking about something, it's because guess what? I did that life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made those bad decisions. I don't want to come on here and bash myself every day to get something in your head. Trust and believe. I'm not going to tell you every detailed thing, because to be honest with you, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't believe that you guys can handle the truth. I don't believe you guys can handle the full, the full magnitude of the truth. You got to have just a little bit at a time. But you put it all together, you can figure it out. You can figure out. I learned something about life. I don't have to make the same mistakes as people before me. I look at what they do and I say, you know what? I wonder why that didn't work or whatever. But one thing about it, thank you, Phyllis, for sharing. She said, I liked and shared. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming in here, liking and sharing. But at the same time, you don't have to do what I do to be in a situation that I was in. You're just not going to have. You don't have the same parents. We're not going to think alike. We don't look alike. There's no way we can think alike. There's 11 people in here, and all 11 going to think totally different. And that is a part of being your own person, and you have your own opinion. Like what you call them said, it's your prerogative. You can think however you want to think. You can think right or you can think wrong. The right way to think is to always, and I tell people this all the time, if you want to learn and be great, always be around older people. Why? Because if you be around older people, I'm going to tell you something. They be able to they got nothing to lose. They done already did it. So you're not going to trick them up. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to trick me up. People be like, I got it. I can run circles around you or whatever. Honey, no, you can't. No, you can't. You're going to have to be either my age or older to run tricks around me. Now, I'm not going to say, like, if we get on a racing track and then we take off running, you can't beat me running. Physically, you can, because you know what? I'm overweight, my stamina as far as running fast and all this other stuff. It's like a little baby. A baby can bounce up and down all day, every day, running mama, 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 mama. That's why older women don't have kids, because they can't keep up with them. You gotta have all that energy and spring. But once you done did it for 30, 40 years, you don't run behind a kid and they be like, mama, you say, sit your tail down somewhere. That's what you tell them to do. And that's how you keep up with them. You have to be the adult. Once you become the adult, that means when you become an adult, you're making better decisions. She said, I can't. What you can't do? Latoya, what can't you do? She said, I can't. What you mean? Here's the thing. When you be around older women, older people, they're going to always share with you, whether you their kid, whether they are a parent or something. They're gonna share with you some of their experiences. And as they share with you some of their experiences, you be able to go, and it's almost like jail or prison. Just like if you go to jail or prison and you stay in there for 30 days, the older cats or the older females in the prison or jail, I ain't never been in jail or prison, they're going to put you underneath their wing and they're going to say, looky here, when you go to court, don't go in there looking slouchy. Take you your shower. I don't care if you have to wipe your face off with just a towel or something. Do your hair. Don't go in there looking all crazy or something. Don't talk back. Say this, say that. They're going to school you into how to make your situation better. When there's women that's not helping, whether it's their kids or other family members or just people in the community or just younger women or men or whatever, if they're not helping the younger generation, and whether you're 1 year younger than me, 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me, if they're not giving them life and saying, don't do what I did, then they're very selfish, and to be honest with you, I don't believe they're doing the Lord's work. I just don't. Okay, because at the end of the day, and this is just my perspective, this is my opinion, people that does the Lord's work, you know them. I'm gonna tell you why you know them. It ain't that they go to church every Sunday. It ain't because they can say a verse. You're going to know them because they're not being selfish. You know what I'm saying? It's like, right now, this is my only day off. And she said, come on, SP, I need this good. Yes, you do. This is my only day off. And you know what? I'm still here on this website trying to give somebody some guidance. That's it. I'm not here for myself. I'm not getting nothing for this. You know what I'm saying? My husband, he'll come home and he'll be like, honey, did you cook? And I'll be like, well, dang, we need to go out to eat because, I slept in and I did a little stuff. I took care of my kid, did a little something with my kid, and now it's 3 o'clock. You coming home talking about what's there to eat. Well, I didn't have time to eat. This is my only day off. So right now, this is what God has given me to do. And anytime God gives you something to do, it's never about you. Have you noticed that? It's never about you. It's not like, oh, I'm going to put you here and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's always about somebody else. It's never about you. And you'll get your blessings that way. And anybody in here that tells me I'm wrong, I dare you. I dare you. We'll go through that Bible and we'll go from each thing in the Bible is never about the person that's speaking on whatever. Because usually, just like say for instance, if we're talking about Abraham, he was already rich. We're talking about King David, he was already rich. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, Job, he was already rich. You know what I'm saying? It's about other people. It's always, that's what, when Jesus, we're talking about Jesus, it wasn't about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? What was Jesus about? It wasn't about Jesus. Jesus wasn't saying, hey, I'm the king, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It wasn't about that. What was it about? It's about, he didn't even want to die. He said, Lord, Father, can you take this cup from me? He's like, is there any other way? And the Lord told his only son, no, you are the way. For everybody else to come to the kingdom, you're the only thing that's holding them from heaven and hell. You are it. It wasn't about him. It's about everybody else. Come on. I'm just being honest. So when you're looking at God's people, if you want to understand where they're coming from, if it's about them, that ain't it. Phyllis will tell you. Phyllis D. Hart will tell you. When God wants you, when he's got something for you, it's definitely you to do something, but it's for somebody else. So sometimes people be like, oh, I do little stuff here and there. I'm definitely going to take care of family, okay? I'm definitely going to take care of family. What's going on today, man? Well, we're just talking about, what's going on in the Young Thug trial. Right now they're doing motions. And what are you guys are thinking about the motions? If you can elaborate in the chat what you guys are thinking. But that's all they're going to be doing. I mean, it's kind of tedious, but like I said, what I get out of it is I'm learning, and as I learn, I can share what I learn, because everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Yep. Whether it's, oh yeah, I didn't know that was that. So, I was like, what the heck? Okay. So, I was looking at something else and that was not it. So, anywho's, they're doing too much to my channel. They're doing too much. I see, okay, here we go. So I was even on the wrong thing. But, okay, man, I thought you was doing a sermon. Girl, I always do sermons. Everybody be like, but you got to remember too, if my husband's a minister, then yeah, he doesn't minister to me. He's just a plain man. But he covers me. What I'm saying by that, like, he makes me want to stay doing the right thing. She said, at 72, I'm learning a lot from all of you. We all have different stations during our life journey. Exactly. And Phyllis, you know all the time when and people always trying to figure out what is their reason for life. Like, why are they here? What are they supposed to do? They always trying to figure out what God wants me to do. First of all, you pray about it and you say, Lord, I mean, it's really simple and easy. I mean, you can say it however you want to say it, but I'll just give you a little example how I talk to the Lord when I talk to him. I talk to him like I talk to you guys. I don't I'm not embarrassed about nothing. It's like me coming to a father. Like I've never had a father before. So if I had a father, it's like the opposite of my mother. It's just a man instead of a woman. But I know that if he's a part of me and I'm a part of him, there's nothing I can be embarrassed about because he knows everything. He knows when I sneeze. He knows when I cough. He knows when I farted. He knows when I pooped. He knows when I ate. He knows when I lied. He knows everything. So I'm not embarrassed about anything. He know if I didn't brush my teeth. So the first thing I do, I respect him. That's the first thing I do. I say, Heavenly Father, thank you, for even allowing me to come for you. I just want to ask for some guidance of what I need to do in life. First of all, and I start talking to him. I just start talking to him just like I talk to you guys and talk to my kids or talk to my husband. I be like, I really want to go back to school and this, and we just have this full conversation. And he doesn't say anything to me now. Now I'm not going to tell you now all the time he doesn't say something. Sometimes he does talk to me back, and I get it. It'd be crystal clear, like a diamond in the sky. It'd be so clear, like what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. And when things don't work out like I think they're going to work out, that doesn't mean it failed. It means exactly you did what was in your heart. You did what God was telling you to do. Now, at the same time, you're going to have another voice that's going to be trying to tell you don't see nobody. You're crazy, or you're believing in this man-made God or something. But I'm gonna be honest with you. That's all fine and dandy how people think whatever they want to think, but they've never had a conversation with the Lord. I could tell you why. Because they wouldn't think that. They never seen his hand. Oh, it's been there, but they've never allowed I wouldn't say their imagination, but they never allowed those doors of the unknown spirit to open up. But if you ask God, that if you really want to know and see that, like, he doesn't have to prove it to you. But if your life is at stake or in danger, that you're going to make bad decisions, or you're not going to do what you need to do or whatever. But I was telling my son today, I told my son this: don't make promises you can't keep. Because he told me he was going to stop doing something if he got this job. Well, he got the job. And now he's like, well, I'm going to stop on this day. I said, son, let me tell you something. Do not make promises you can't keep. The Bible even tells you to do not do that. Okay? And I said, and I explained it to him. Just like I just said to you, the last bad decision I made, I was 26 years of, a really, really bad decision. I was more than half of my age. 26. And I made a horrible, bad decision. And even though I don't feel like it haunts me today, I just remember the last time I really made a very bad decision. But the thing about that is, and I think it was way before then, because I had my kid at 26. So it was before I even had my kid. I probably was like 20, 21, 22. Okay. So the thing about that is, so you're looking at 30, 40 years ago. 40. No, not 40, but 30, 35. Anyway, you look at that and you go, dang, God brought me out of that. He brought me out of making bad decisions, because I said to him, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do street life, I want to go to work, come home. I want to have a house. I want to have a running car. I wasn't even specific on what kind of car. Just a car that run. It got me to A to B. Just, a roof over my head where I didn't have to fight for my food, or nobody put their hands on me. Nobody's trying to feel on me or something like that. I just want to just go to work, come home, and, when I would sit down and watch TV, I just want to watch TV. I don't want somebody coming in wanting to fight, because I don't want somebody trying to, they doing drugs and they out their mind. I want peace. And as time came, I felt like he was pulling people out of my life, which, there's certain people I was like, no, I'm I'm gonna stay around. She said, when I was being raped by my brother from 4 to 9, God was with me. Exactly. You know. And and 9 times out of 10, to be honest with you, Latoya, that's not something that 95 of the people that comes to this live or come to this channel, they all know about stuff like that. You're not gonna be the Lone Ranger. You know what I'm saying? You're just not. And the thing about that, and I tell people this, and people say it's easy said than done. I just said I can't speak on something if I don't know about it. I won't. So what I'm saying is, the thing about that is, and I say it, and it sounds lightly, and I'm not saying it ain't hard to do. I'm saying the best thing on that situation is forgive and just keep it going. Forgive and keep it going. I'm not saying you gotta go in and tell people you love them, or you gotta eat cake or dinner with them or whatever. Sometimes just being separated for a long period of time will help a person to get over the hurt or the pain. Because the hurt comes from, this is supposed to be family. The hurt comes from, did anybody believe me? The hurt comes from, you introduce something. You introduce a spirit in my life that now I have to deal with. And normally when they have that infatuation, it's a spirit on them. And so they have been hurt. So 9 times out of 10, and they don't realize that they hurting you, but that spirit is giving them some kind of desire, like something was taken from me, so I'm going to take something from somebody else. So Latoya says, my mother told me she hates me for telling it. Well, like I just said, Latoya, some things are better left in the forgiving pal. Forgive it. Sometimes it's not good. And some people, they deal with stuff like that certain ways, but majority of people, when they want to get over it, or they have to forgive. And once you forgive, you don't care what done happened. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And then you say, and I'm gonna say this, Latoya, because I know you're probably sitting there going, yeah, you just saying whatever you want to say. Woo, 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 woo. I'm gonna say this. There's nothing, and I'm not competing or comparing, okay? But there's nothing you can tell me that, like I said, I haven't been through. Probably 6 or 7 times worse than you. So you're telling me about one incident, okay? You're telling me about one incident and then how your mother reacted, right? But when you're listening to other people's stories, they're telling you just 5% of their story. But if you really listen, they're telling you the whole story. I just said I was out on my own at the age of 14. At the age of 10, I went and lived with my aunt until my aunt died. At the age of 12, I had to come back and stay with my mom. So that right there, without me sharing any information, you could just imagine what it was all about. Okay? And it wasn't just one situation. Hello? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, but one thing I can share with you that I've noticed, and I'm going to say this, because just because you release it and say it does not really sometimes make you feel better. I don't speak on those things, not saying that they don't exist. I don't speak on them because they don't mean anything to me anymore. Why they don't mean anything to me anymore? I have forgiven and I am good. You know what I'm saying? I am not no victim. I am victorious in everything that I do. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to share this with you. And everybody's on here, and they may know and they may not know, or you may figure it out or whatever. Sometimes there's certain people that becomes a magnet to that type of spirit. Okay? And I think I was probably just like that, because even on my deathbed in the year of 2000, so that's 24 years ago. So 24 taken away, I've done already had kids. My kids are 6, 7, 8 years old or whatever. I said on my deathbed, I still was a victim. Did you hear what I said? I still was a victim. When I didn't even know who I was still a victim. And it was somebody close to me. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, my whole life been like that. Okay? I even told you guys, at the age of 12, when I came back in to live with my mother, this guy going down the street tried to pull me in the car with him. He jumped out. He hit me with his fist. He had it wrapped with the towel, knocked me out, and was dragging me to the car. But I thank God. I don't know how I woke up. I just know I was kicking and screaming. And somehow I broke loose. And the only thing that was on my mind was to run. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing going on the Young Thug discussion, because only thing they're doing is filing motions about things about the music and stuff like that. So it's little pieces, probably about 2-3 pieces a day coming out. Nothing really important, Nakia. So we're just talking. So what I was saying was, you just have to be very, very careful. I'm gonna go in this other room. You have to be very, very careful about what you keep dragging with you. Because what you drag with you and what you think of all the time will hinder, things like that. You guys hold on for a minute. They want me to work another a dang job today. So not gonna do it. Yeah. Today was payday too. It was all good. It's all good. Anyway, back into what we were talking about. So I was looking at, Woody, Young Thug, and Shannon. Because I told you guys, I think Shannon is so good looking. But then I seen Shannon, that's SB, Shannon Steele, when he was younger. So he could have been, I don't know, maybe 20. He's got to be like in his 30s right now. So it's about probably 10 years ago. So he probably was like, maybe 24, 25. He was really nice looking. And I'm thinking to myself, why do these boys, the information and the evidence that they're bringing in the trial is phone calls. They They shot up a club. They shot up a car. Rob it. I don't know if it's not a conspiracy to the Rico trial. It is like little thuggish. I mean, and I see why they say young thug, because the word thug, to me, the definition of the word thug is more like not nothing great or big. It's like, very petty. Like, you put your cigarette lighter down, they'll steal it. Or they break in your car or something like that. That's what a thug is. That's what my definition of a thug is. Like, it's really like petty stuff, But, they're really trying to give this man life. And take it in consideration. Somebody done died. Somebody got killed. Yep. I get it. I understand. It is very serious. And somebody did die. I think what they get mad about is they rap about it. I mean, somewhat. But, lyrics and stuff has nothing to do. That's an expression. That's an expression of trying to make things rhyme, trying to make things sound luxurious, living in, an atmosphere where you're poor, you're broke or something, But in all reality, I'm going to tell you something. And I am going to keep it real. I seen Charleston White. Do you guys ever listen to him or what he has to say? Now, I don't too much care for Charleston White somewhat. But you know what, though? He's a guy, he got one eye cross-eyed and everything. Real skinny little man, real fragile, little brittle little man. Talk a lot of mess, like he all that. I wouldn't date him. I don't like little men like that. I just don't. I don't date him. But you have to look him up. Phyllis says the defense don't have a good case. Phyllis, they do not. What you see the defense? What do you mean the defense? You mean the prosecutors? Or are you talking about the defense? Phyllis, hold on. What are you talking about? Man, I seen Kayla Bumpkins the other day. She did a live. She got her hair laid. That girl, she always improving. I'm like, dang girl, you went and put it down. What do you mean, yes? Hold on. Okay, Phyllis. No, never heard of him. Well, look him up. Look him up, Lisa Calhoun. His name is Charleston White. He almost like Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith. He's this black African man. The prosecutor. Oh, why did you say the defense? You meant the prosecutor? He full of it, and he got one eye, sis. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something. He speaks truth too. He speaks truth. He was saying, the lyrics to these songs and stuff now, die, kill, in, all this stuff, shoot them up. They make it look luxurious. And our kids listen to this, and they bouncing, and they hyped, and they bouncing, and they hyped. Oh, so you meant the prosecutor. Okay, because I done unplugged my phone, was like, hey, hold on, what are you talking about, the defense? Girl, I think the judge is not being fair to the defense. A lot of this stuff she's letting slide through. Every time I turn around, the judge is telling the prosecutors, you were supposed to already have that. They were supposed to already have that. And then they sit there and go, ooh, I'm going to tell you guys something. I seen something. I took a picture of it, and I'm going to go back and find the picture, what I took. But I seen for myself the prosecutor in a picture with Young Thug when Young Thug was coming up. And I was like, hold on. Matter of fact, Let me look and see if it's in my pictures right here. I took that snapshot picture and I was like, is that Miss Love? Oh, here it is too. I be dang. I got it. Okay, I'm gonna send it out. I'm gonna share this picture with you guys. I got it right here. Oh snap! Hold on. I'm gonna take some stuff off of this one. Okay. This person, I looked at her and I looked at her and I looked at her and I said, what the heck? I said, that looks like Miss Love. Let me go get the picture. I can do this without tearing up some stuff. I tore up some stuff the other day. And then when we was on the live the other day, you guys, I had to leave because my job was calling me and then my car got compromised and I was like, I gotta go. My money's messed up. I gotta go. So, but I'm not finna tear up nothing right now. Just hold on for a minute. Let me grab this picture so you guys can see it. Oh, my mouse ain't working as good. I don't know why. I just sent the picture in and it didn't download and I don't know why. Let me try it again. It's crazy. Okay. Let me try it again and see if the picture is there. Wow, I couldn't see the picture. You guys. It'll probably come up after we do the live or whatever. But anyway, y'all just trust and believe. I'm gonna take the video because the still picture is like, but the video when she walks in the room, I'm like, is that Miss Andrea Love behind? I don't know. Maybe I always see people and I'll be like, what the heck really going on? So, okay, there's 10 people in here. Let's take a poll. And I don't know how they do the polls over here. They say you do them some kind of way or whatever, but I don't think we can do it. I don't know. I've got to read up on it. But it doesn't, I don't see nothing. But the poll is, so who thinks that Young Thug is going to be found guilty? And who thinks that Young Thug in the group is going to be found innocent? So Phyllis says, I am disappointed with the judge. Miss Phyllis, tell me what you thinking about? What you thinking about? Why you disappointed? The judge is not really being fair. She's letting little stuff in. Anything that has to do with Judge Glenville, she's like, oh no, we're not going through there. We're not doing that. We're not going down the back road again. And da 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 da. She, this just really not a fair trial. Matter of fact, it's not speedy. That's number one. It's not speedy. They're bringing in music because Shannon wrote rap to a song that says, "I beat a murder case and I paid the lawyer $30K or something like that. I did that. Woo woo woo." And I'm sitting there going, okay, y'all, let me tell you something. Phyllis says innocent. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think that they have proved any case. Do you think they proved anything? Only thing that they have proved that they know each other, they do talk. It's like some kids. You know what I'm saying? Even though the young thug is, he's a big boy now. He's standing over some people. Oh, Lisa Calhoun say she think they're gonna be found guilty. What the heck? Hey, this is SP.
Hey, SP, what's up?
What's going on, Miss Phyllis? You think they're gonna be innocent?
I really do. They don't have. I know somebody did die. Okay, but
There's more than one person dead.
well, yeah, but I don't think the case is still strong enough that they're going to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
And this judge, she acts like she's going to be tough with love them, but then she turned right back around and backed down, and I don't understand that. Love was in the courtroom, I think it was yesterday, and she was kind of like lost. I don't know what was going on with her. She couldn't even think to say nothing too much. But the judge said, but I asked you to have this stuff ready. And answers, and then she backs down. I mean, is she still talking with Granville or somebody else? Because it acts like she wants to be done with this trial and done with the prosecutors, what I want to call their foolishness.
Right.
But then she turns around and looks the other coin.
Do you?
Hilton and Love, they ain't getting along all that good now.
Right. Do you know that these two prosecutors done had to take some kind of remedial classes twice?
Yes.
Twice. They had to take one. They had to watch a video for how to conduct the ex parte, and then they had to, I guess, watch some more videos on how to produce evidence and how long they're supposed to have.
So why is she still on the case if she can't even perform the simplest thing? I wonder if something medically going on with her. She's just not the same.
She do not want to throw this case out. But I'm gonna tell you something. If that was my child, and you got prosecutors that's doing dirty stuff, and then they acting like they didn't know no better, and then you're giving them videos to watch. Now if that was a doctor and the doctor did something wrong, you're not gonna say, okay, here's the scape, here's the knife, go back in there and cut them again. And then they mess up again. You're gonna give them the knife again and say, okay, no, let's try. Just go watch a video and let's try again. No, stop.
So why are they still even on the case?
This is people's lives. If you ain't got your stuff together, go sit down somewhere. She needs to make a good example out of the prosecutors and say, look, I done sent you to this class and I done sent you to this class while we're on trial. And I keep telling you, where is the evidence and why they're not getting it until 11 p.m. And then y'all want to sit there and act like, no. You know what? Just mistrial. We're done. Everybody go home. You figure it out. You figure it out. Don't bring this and not be ready. You've had 2 years to get ready, and here's the law. They are due for.
She's asking them and telling them, okay, I want this in my court by tomorrow. I want this number of videos. I want how many witnesses are you narrowed down? The other went from hundreds down to under 200. And I don't know if the last one she said it may not even be 100. But 2 years and you still working on who you gonna call for a witness?
And don't have the evidence up there and haven't shared it with the defense. And then and at the end of the day, that these boys, and I'm not saying this because, like you said, somebody did die, but we don't know. But the evidence that they do have, because Woody did say, Young Thug rented a car, and that was the car that was in the drive-by, but he wasn't in the car. And I question that. I do. I question that. But not only that, you got to have more than just that was the car.
Right, right.
I mean, who was driving, and did somebody say they did it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe that's gonna come out. But if Woody was the star witness, I don't know if that's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
What do you can't depend on that? He said he keeps telling you that.
Yeah, but what
Between the lines, sometimes you can really tell what he's saying, but
Woody? If I was Young Thug and them, I would not trust Woody with nothing.
I wouldn't either. Like Ian told you, I'm out for myself. I'm for Woody. Whatever's gonna work for Woody is for Woody.
And Woody, and he was young, and just okay. I take in consideration his father passed away when he was young, and then his mother passed away, and then he just went berserk. He just lost it basically, and he's just out there in the world. He really don't have nobody that pulled him in. But if you pull him in, he gonna pull you down.
Yeah.
Because, see,
And he makes that obvious every single time.
I believe that these boys did things on their own. They didn't need Young Thug to tell them to do this or do that. I'm not saying he didn't tell them. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, like if they went and robbed a grocery store, huh?
He might have been like a mastermind for some of it, but some of those boys, they've got as much street sense as Williams does. So I'm sure they just did some things, and maybe he helped them get out of it. I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know, but I just say bottom line, they don't have a strong enough case. Whether they did A, B, C or not.
Yeah, Lisa Calhoun said, think about it. Look at how long this case has been going on. They are not going to come this far and not make someone pay. Look at who is on trial. Well, it's all in the public eye that you're going to have to do right. And we're seeing that you're not doing right. And this trial should have been a mistrial a long time ago. Because this is what I don't get and I don't understand. So they had 2 ex partes. They're not even talking about the one on June the 7th.
Right. And I was surprised about that. And I'm like, where are the people where they're at? Why aren't they protesting in numbers for this trial to come to an end? This is crazy. The waste of taxpayers' money and time, and those young men are just being held. They won't even let them out. For what?
Okay.
Nothing.
But I'm going to ask you this question. With everything that you know or you've been seeing or just looking at, would you, if they say they're going to let him out, let all these boys out, and they lived on your block, they live on the same block that you live on, are you okay with that? Would you rather them go to jail, or would you rather them come home and stay on the same block you live on?
Well, I look at it this way: they've been on the same block with me, and I ain't did nothing to contribute to it. So hey, let them home.
But if they came home today and they say they all gonna move on the same block that you live on, would you want them to come home?
To me, it wouldn't make a difference. To me, that might be an opportunity to reach one of them. But see, that's just my walk of life. That might be my opportunity.
See, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, I look at it like this. Dang, if they let all 6, 7 of them go today and say, well, we'll let them go and they can come and stay on your block, girl. I don't know if I want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because They are, they make bad decisions.
That's why God makes us all different, Esther.
Huh?
That's why God makes us all different.
Yeah.
That's my calling. Okay?
Yeah.
My kids get on me all the time. I'll stop in the middle of a crowd and see what they doing. What do y'all call yourself doing?
I think
I
young.
get people a ride when most people never would. But that's just who God made me.
Yeah, I think that when they were young 10 years ago, 10 years is a long time. I think they have already grew out of a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? They're not young anymore. I don't think they grew out of all of it because we just don't. But a lot of it, I think they already grew out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them go home. Some of them may make a turnaround. We don't know.
Well, you know that one boy that goes to sleep all the time that's all in the corner with the one young lady, kind of big girl that sits,
Yeah.
I think he's looking, he already got a life sentence for murder.
Yeah.
So that's why she don't really say.
He ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, he got nothing to lose, but he just, and it's sad because he looks like a baby.
I know.
But sometimes do you sit there and watch them and they laughing and stuff and I'm like, dang, how can you laugh in a situation like this?
They just been there for so long. Sometimes you gotta laugh in order not to cry. Because if you really, really look close at them and look at their eyes, most of them are still very intent after all this time to what's going on, what's being said. And I've seen prisoners, when we go to visit them in jail, sometimes you got to make light of something to keep from crying.
Yeah.
About other things.
I hear you.
That's for real.
Yeah, I hear you. I have compassion for people, but man,
You have a lot of compassion for people.
But
You don't listen to them if you didn't.
it's the thing about it is, if he did not pull the trigger, and there's not a murder charge there for this nut, Donovan, Peanut, whatever you want to call him, what are we really trialing them for? That's what doesn't make any sense. They're not no organized gang. It's nothing organized about it.
That's what Love is trying to say that they are. They're gang members. This is organized by William, but they just don't have the proof.
Yeah, they're in a gang, but it's nothing illegal about being in a gang.
Right. But like I said, she just don't have herself together. I'm really surprised because I thought she was way better than this.
Well, she does look really
When
nice.
was in there, she did a better job. Maybe because they were such in cahoots. Them two, and I hate to say it, Fannie Williams too. But wanting this case to go forward for what? Somebody turned somebody. Somebody did something to somebody. Or is it somebody they know, and they really want this thing to go forward? It's more than meet the eye. That's what I feel in my spirit. This case is a lot more than meet the eye.
Yeah, I believe you.
So, but anyway, nice always talking to you. I'm going to let somebody else maybe call in, but, yeah. But completely off the subject. I hope everybody was watching Michelle speak last night. She tore the house down.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sad that she's not running, because if she would have run, it would have been it would have been.
We all over here saying that. Why not, Michelle?
Yeah, it would. She wouldn't even have to do nothing but just say I'm running, and guess what?
That's it.
She wouldn't even have to have nothing else. Just say she running, and everybody would have voted for her. She would have been the next president, and I don't know why she wouldn't do it.
I think a lot of it was just because of the experience that they faced when they were in office, and she's just tired. But I don't give up hope, though. I'm hoping somewhere down the line maybe she'll still run. I don't
So
know.
you for Miss Harris, huh?
Yes, I am. I'll put it this way. I'm for democracy.
Well, I'm not really for democracy, but I don't like Trump.
Well, I don't. See
So
the latest thing? I don't know if I sent it to you or not. Him being that angel, him in the inside those angel wings, like he can forgive everybody. Who are you? This man is nuts.
yeah, I just don't want but I was doing really well when Trump was in office. So I mean, I just don't. I don't like people that just bluntly tell you, hey, you a monkey or you black.
Some of
Or
that stuff that happened with
he has a
Trump,
lot of racist stuff
it was
connected to his
paid,
name.
the way it was paid for him
Yeah,
for it to do as well as it did.
if he wasn't racist, I would vote for him. But he's so racist, I can't vote for him.
He ain't
That's the
really
only
that.
reason why I won't vote for him. That's
Really?
huh?
He's a narcissist. However you say it. He just for himself. He ain't caring about nobody. For real.
I just don't think we should have a racist person running the country. I mean, I'm not really for Harris, but I just don't. I'm not for racist people.
Once again, election, there's evil and bad on both sides of the coin, but who's the less evil?
Yeah,
Who's the less, who's the one that's going to, at least try for us?
right,
And it's certainly not Trump.
right. You got that.
I can understand why some black people that are in the upper income and stuff want to go for Trump. I can understand why some people, young people, want to go for him because they're tired of things as usual and change isn't coming fast enough for them.
See, the thing I don't like though is like, even though that they might be Democrat, they're for things that I religiously don't believe in, like abortion. I don't believe in abortion. I don't.
I believe about that.
What?
Does God force you to become a believer?
Huh?
Does God force anyone to become a believer in Jesus Christ?
No.
Okay, same thing with abortion. We can educate, we can try to reach people about abortion. Doesn't mean that we have to accept it. But when you look at the total picture, it's still a choice.
It is a choice, but
And we can try and let them learn, or even learn from my own mistakes. This isn't what you really want to do. This is wrong according to God. But you still have a choice. And God is a forgiving God.
well, at the end of the day, there's certain things, when you look at the 10 Commandments, and it says, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not," those things, you look at those, and then I base my decision on those 10 commandments only. And if he doesn't say nothing about thou should not have be a racist or anything, but
But he showed it with the Good Samaritan. Some things that he might not come out in black and white and say, but it's implied, it's shown by example through the work that Jesus did.
well,
And it's shown through some prophecies.
true,
You know?
true.
But I can say everybody has to make up in their own mind.
But like when you tell a young lady, like you got kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got daughters,
And grades.
huh?
I have grandchildren and grades. Go ahead.
So when you got daughters, right?
Right.
When they was at the age of 12, 13, they be like, well, I want to have sex or whatever, and you say, no, you too young, no. You say, okay, well, it's gonna be your choice. So
I told them I can't be with you 24/7 hours, but if you think you're going to be tempted by that, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go get protection.
and did they get pregnant?
They got pregnant.
Okay.
One was in her 20s. She was 20. One was 16.
Yeah. See, because you know what normally happens? You know what normally happens when you open up that door? When you open up the door and say, look, a parent a parent should say yes or no. You can have compassion, but it's yes or no. It's like no. Now if you do it, then that's on you, but it's no, I'm just not for it. Period. I'm not for it, period. But if that's what you do, then that's what you do. We deal with. But I'm not gonna go do this and do that and make a way
Make a way for them to do it.
for you to try to, finagle yourself. Oh, I'm gonna play with it a little bit, or I'm gonna do it, but I don't get caught. You're still doing it.
They never went to get the protection, so.
See what I'm saying? So when somebody come out and say we're going to legalize the abortion, I'm just not for that. I'd rather you not. But I don't want people out in the alleys or something, or the bathrooms killing themselves.
Because most white Christians that say that they're against abortion, and it happens to theirs, whether the abortion is legal or not, they gonna go get it. Okay. So, but what's gonna happen to us?
Yeah. But
Again, bottom line to me is this, and this is just my thinking. It's still going to be that choice.
you're right.
I played you. You know right from wrong. I can tell you all the mistakes and pitfalls that I fell into, and you can accept it, or you can say, "Oh well, that was you. That's not me." That's going to be your choice.
You know what, Miss Phyllis? You know what? This actually happened to me. I was dating this guy. It was way before my husband. I was dating this guy, and my daughter, this is 16 years ago, my daughter, she come to me, and we were getting ready to go out. Have a good time. He done paid for everything and everything. I done got dressed, done spent all the money, get my hair done and everything, and we're getting ready to go out. And she says, "Mama, come in the bathroom. I need to tell you something." And I'm like, "What?" And then she says, "I'm pregnant." Okay, she tells me that, so I go out, and so I'm telling him, and he's like, "What's the big deal?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what's the big deal?" I mean, her life is messed up. And so he was like, "Okay, let's go get a room, let's talk about it," and all this other stuff. He was really trying to be in my life forever, like he was engaged, okay? So we were talking, and he said, because I told him, I just feel like, I don't know, like, how we gonna do this right now. And he said to me, "There's nothing for you to do. Just go get an abortion. Go take her to get a. Nobody needs to know." And I was like, "Hey, hold on. I don't believe in that." And he was like, just tell her, And I was like, "Well, your family is all in church, and they in the pulpit and stuff, and they speak against this. And you're telling me," he was like, "My sister did it, and my mother did it." And he was telling me that. And I was like, "Hey, hold on. Like, no, we can't do that." But he just told me, he was like, "Hey, the conversation over. You need to just tell her to go get an abortion." And da 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 da. I was like, hey, I was ready to go. I got home. It was nothing to think about. I'm not gonna sit there and tell my child to do something of that nature. I talked to my daughter, and I said, "Okay, we'll make it through this. I'll be with you 100%. You have the." And I asked her what she wanted to do. She said she wanted to have the child, and I said, "Yeah, because this is how I raise my child. That we're not gonna kill our kids. We're not gonna do that." Now take it that's my grandson right now today. That's my oldest grandson, right? But the thing about it is, I quit dating that guy. And the only reason why I quit dating him is because that was the advice he gave me.
Okay.
To tell my daughter to go have an abortion. And he was adamant about it, too. Basically in my heart and my spirit, only thing I was saying, I got to get away from him.
Yeah, that was his background, though, from what I heard you say. Others in his family had done the same thing, and to him that was okay. But good for you, you stuck to your values.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I just can't. And you know, now looking at it, because you know how sometimes you date people and then you wonder, well, why you didn't marry that person or whatever. I can tell you why I didn't marry that person. I was like, he gave me that advice. I told him, I'm not doing that, and you need to get out of my life because we don't believe that. I mean, I just don't believe in that, and I have to stand on what I believe in. You know, yes, my daughter made a terrible decision in her life, but it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
And plus, she turned out the stronger for it, right?
Yeah. And but
Fine,
she
because
paid a lot of. She paid a big price having a kid at the age of 16. She paid a big price. You know.
well, my daughter, she hung in there. I told her, she don't want to tell me, and I really was amazed at that because I've always been very open with them because my mother was that, and I told them nothing you can ever do will take my love from you. And the teachers made arrangements because, she was a very good student. And they made arrangements to come out to the house and they helped her. They said, your daughter can still be whatever it is she wants to be. She can do anything in life. And they helped her and she walked on across that stage. And hopefully it was an inspiration to other young people that if you do find yourself in that situation, you can still make it with the love and support of your family, but most of all, knowing that God still loves you.
Yeah.
And He has purpose for you.
All right.
He has purpose.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the insight and yeah. Wow.
Thank you. Like I said, and that was not just something to be typing. I learned a lot from you and from the others in the family because, and that's why I always say family, because we all have different walks.
Yeah.
And there's still so much more to learn from each other. Quit this letting us be divided, especially women. Let's come together, share, cry together, pray together. Do those things, learn from one another. I don't want nobody left behind. Nobody.
Yeah.
And I don't want no child left behind. And that's one of the things why I go out there when I'm out. I'll stop on the sidewalks. I'll stop in the stores. I'll stop my car and get out the car. Because I just believe if I'm doing it for the Lord, even if it takes my life, I've reached one person. My life's not been in vain.
Yeah.
And neither were yours.
Yeah.
SP, you have lived a life most of us have never lived. But you're not selfish with it at the same time.
I'm what?
You're not selfish with it.
I'm not. And it will get, because I've learned that anything that you have went through, that's the thing about it. You went through it. You've already went past that. That means,
Hallelujah.
yeah, just keep going. Just that, the difference from people that make it or you feel like they made it or they have a life that you would like to have or something, it's because they didn't stop. They didn't sit there looking in the rearview mirror, looking at all the things that they went through. They looking at the windshield. They steady going. And doors open up. And you'll start forgiving the people, because you're forgetting the hurt and the pain, and you just forgive them and you just keep going, and then it ain't all about them no more. All of that's in your past. That's why the rearview mirror is so small. It's just very small.
Amen.
So you don't look at it a lot.
Forget what's behind you and keep on going. Keep on pressing on.
It's good to know what's back there, but
You don't stay stuck back there.
yeah, don't focus on that. Focus on where you're going.
That's right. Where's God taking you? Where is He leading you?
And that's why I look at these boys and I say, that was 10 years ago they were doing all that mischief and all that, that stuff. And now they're grown and older. I don't believe it is as bad as it was back then.
I don't either.
I don't, because I looked at one of Young Thug's interview. Young Thug was like, he likes peace, and they done grew.
Yes. And he just doesn't have the appearance of, all that evil.
No, he don't.
He really doesn't. His spirit. And I'm glad that he has. He has a good attorney. He has an excellent attorney.
Yes, he does.
Put those off for all of them in the end. because the other defense lawyers, they are learning a lot from Steele also.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, Love is too. But I don't know. There's just something not right about her right now. What do you feel from her?
Love,
That just won't leave me.
I don't care for her. She's rude. She talks over people. And then when she gets the mic, she just sits there and stutters. I think that she wants this that works. And the funny thing about it, they get paid regardless of if they lock them up or whatever. But what is it going to do? Is it going to be okay to lock them up if just because that's what you want? You know, it's all about a game to them. And I don't think they deserve to be locked up for life or whatever. 2 years already locked up is good.
Right. They've already paid for whatever.
Because if you can't lock them up for killing Peanut, then let them boys go. Let them go. And maybe they've learned something. All that talking on the phone and text message and on the media.
What else do they have to do? Come on.
That's just a lot of hype. Looking at messages and phone calls. That's, you know, they like, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Well, such and such got me an attorney. What? So what? Oh, that's showing that they got a connection and he's getting them attorney. And y'all doing too much.
Right.
Is it illegal to help somebody get an attorney now? You know what I'm saying?
I tell you.
That means I'm the kingpin because I help somebody get an attorney.
What was Woody's first attorney, the one that started with the M, sat there all that time and didn't tell that young man that he was in there without an attorney?
Melnick.
Yeah, Melnick. And the judge too. Shame on her.
Yeah, she knew it.
She knew it. Y'all just thought y'all were gonna pull a quick one on Woody. But I just believe the Spirit of the Lord just moved it and let that young man know, this is something ain't right.
Yeah, they all just sitting there like I'm not gonna say nothing. The judge knew.
Yeah, and
that shows you how dirty she is.
He's gonna be gone for 6 months.
See, that's what I'm saying. That judge knew because when Woody told her, well, I just found out that my attorney is suspended for 6 months. She was like, okay, well, do you want another attorney or do you want to keep going? And he was like, I want another attorney. She was like, okay, well, then we in recess or such and such and such. Well, I've already made some calls. See what I'm saying? And I'm like, what?
Right.
You already made calls. You shouldn't have had that boy up there. They're just
Well, let me say this one last thing and get on out of the way. To the young lady in our family, I just want you to know, whatever it is with you and your mother, I don't know if you read my comment in the chat, forgiveness is more for yourself than the other person, because sometimes the other person will never forgive you or will never understand, and forgiveness sometimes can be a process. Most times it is a process. But keep on living. Keep on loving. God loves you. We love you. God has purpose for you, young lady. So you just keep on flying. Keep on going. And just remember, once you forgive, that sets you free.
Yep.
Gives you liberty. And know that God understands. And he loves you even the more. Even the more. And don't ever think that you're not worthy of his love. Because we are. That's why we cry out to him.
Yeah.
We have to cry out to him. Abba, Father, Daddy, forgive me, help me, have mercy on me. Whatever it is you need, or any of us, God is always there. He's the best friend we'll ever have in this life, on this side of heaven. So I love you, young lady. And I love you all, family. Y'all have a blessed night. You too, SC. I love you.
I love you too. So that message was for Miss Latoya. That message for Miss Latoya. She's telling you that's another Mama Bear letting you know, Same thing I was telling you. This is just life, and we all gonna be a part of it. And some things you have to just let it go. And I know everybody's like, how to let it go, how to let it go. Just let it go. Quit thinking about it. Because the more you think about it, it just stays there. It's like a stench that's in your house. When you want to stench a smell out of your house, you got to get it out the house. That's what you do. You get it out your house, and then it may still have, like, if you burn popcorn in your house, you're gonna have that smell in your house for a long time. It's gonna be in the couch, it's gonna be in the carpet, it's gonna be in the curtains. But if you get the burnt popcorn out your house, yeah, it takes time. But as it takes time, you'll forget the hurt, you'll forget the smell, and then you can just you get more carpet, new curtains, or new furniture or something. You may not even want it. It just be so old. It's you'll be okay. That's why I was telling people about the AAA or whatever, AA, Alcohol Anonymous. When them people, they have a problem with drinking alcohol, then they have to go to this meeting, and the first thing they say is, my name is such and such, and I'm an alcoholic. If you haven't taken a drink in a month or 2, 3 months, and that you're working on reforming yourself and getting your life back, why would you continue coming into a meeting every month saying that that's what you are? And people be like, because it's easy to fall off the bandwagon. So, no. That's why there is a huge relapse in alcoholism. It's because the way that, and they need to change that. I tell people that all the time. They need to change that. I'm not going to sit there and say, I'm a victim every year. I'm a victim. No. Because you continue becoming a victim. You say you're victorious, and then, whatever happened to you in your past, that's your past, Like forgive and move on. So now when you still going to have some issues, like especially in relationships, because it's hard to trust anybody. But at the same time, you can't open yourself up for love because somebody hurted you. Well, don't make the next person pay for hurting you that they ain't did nothing to you. That's like me going to the store. I'm getting ready to go to the store and get some dog food. But I get up there to the counter and I got $30 worth of dog food. But then this lady got four carts of groceries. And then they say, well, pay for her stuff. I'm gonna say, heck no, I don't want to pay for her stuff. I want to pay for what? My stuff. What I'm getting. I don't want to pay for her stuff. Well, she didn't pay, so you need to pay. That's not fair. So until you let go, you'll find love. One thing about it, when you live and you go through things, you learn, and then you do better. All right, you guys, I'm finna get off of here. I'll see you guys Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Be good, be great, and be nice to everybody. Bye.